Abusuafo wo sa video we mu no ye baba bedi enkomo bi a very 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 sensitive. Now it is an opinion I have shared for years, right? About what they said na say near to about, but uyo be a me in my private life. You know that I have shared this opinion or this position me baba bedi ho nkomo for years. Papa bi your friend no Mr. Addo say in the banking industry of this country no untimi money pa be 3 a omo sa papa edin, or you're very experienced in the banking sector or in the banking industry of this country, and he was the longest serving CEO of CalBank, right? Interestingly, so relative to the Ofori-Atta and I think Akufo side, you know. I mean, this is a very key person, and I will say he's the best person to have been interviewed by Evans Mensah of Joy News, and I have watched the video or the interview from start to end, because this is the first time I think I have seen somebody or share exactly, or if not exactly, quite close to my opinion I'm having for a number of years now. Now, anything the all Kenyan say, considering Ken Ofori-Atta and former president Nana Addo Akufo, their economic management of this country was a big disaster. And I have always said it. Now, me crampo de me baba be no political lensing. And me baba be how sa papa fo mienu we de bia meka say they have been the downfall of NPP. Ken Ofori-Atta and President Nana Addo Akufo, they have been the downfall of NPP. Na enipa bibini na nkasa na eya na mesra mo se on subscribe ya mesra wa se obe subscribe ya mame uyo obi a woni je de me ye ho I am just an enthusiast of politics, and in my private life I do my own stuff. It is I just want us to have conversations and in the comment section, right, to build a community. So we will be our need or best subscribe. You know, I like, you know, when we have a conversation in the comment section, right? So back to the issue. A nipa bibini ankasa na em say nyame ambo ye say yende no kre, because any person na me say or yes sympathizer of NPP to say me fancy me a sympathizer of NPP, right? I believe in capitalism. It may political party be a philosophical or political philosophy. It's about capitalism, you know. I am naturally tilted towards you, right? It's me a sympathizer of NPP. Me can say me a NPP member because I'm not, but I'm just a sympathizer. It's me no go for baby o mo te say me ana impo o mo ye NPP for members ankasa. Da bia me ni o mo di nkoma, and are they way dating back from there like 2020 more back. Emma make a trouble say these two persons, mpanyimfo mienu we Nana Addo Akufo ne Ken Ofori-Atta, most importantly Ken Ofori-Atta, are the biggest downfall of NPP. And when 2024 election was approaching, and aftermath of the 2024 election, it concluded my disposition, and I was now emphasizing on it, say they are the downfall of NPP, and yet ubenyankophobia, they are so blinded politically and they just don't want to even accept that fact. It's me who say interview, you know, and my manager, and most importantly, this person being a relative to them, no, and my me who say this is a conversation who do a lot of substance. I can base on it to make my submission on this. officially YouTube. So anything somebody can kasa papa or a former CEO CalBank and or a relative to them and will criticize more heavily, said their economic management of this country in their tenure is so disastrous. Of course, Yensha say in politics and all, you free be political philosophy. O de betri mo kra be kan say e bia amanyokuo no enyina so. Inti NPP will be, NDC will be, every political party around the world will be. Oko America, the Democrats and the Republicans. Omunyina political philosophy. Yamra back to yahai NPP ni NDC. NDC a social democrat, or in short, obetimi aka say omo a socialist, right? And NPP a capitalist. Inti no obeka say NPP a liberal conservatives. Very good. Now say yaka say obi a capitalist and a liberal conservatives na anything as a training nyina ne say we ye amanyoku a omunyina so ne say ye de ye ba aban mu a de ye be ye ne say ye be ma the economic environment no aye yie aye fo aye mre ama amanfo said de be ya de owonsa no dwuma de o business idea de otumi ekeka no mabom ede ye nwuma ebenya the freedom to operate. Inti they are more like always building business people and business idea. They grow business ideas. Inti mostly they call them say be a street name or mom they say they are property owning maybe a political class, right? Sa no in short no yentimi mintimi nkyerɛkyerɛ mu nkɔ akyerɛ pisa ba de yɛmfa ne sei ɛna yɛka socialist a ɔmo no ɛde ne sɛ mostly we are going to base our governance on taxes. Nti mo na nyame ebia atomo nsɛm no like their system of governance is all based on taxes. Inti yeje tax no na kyerɛ sɛ omo a omo wo bi paa no omo na ebe affect omo most na sɛ government no eboaboa sɛ sika we nyina no a or de ayɛ mpuntudwuma ama de ɔwɔ fam no a oni soro no oni bi no government no policies, right? Social policies ni ade aboa no ama no so asetena ma yɛden akoyie, right? It basically these are the two schools of thought of political philosophies are yewo. It is socialist says who go to the extreme side of socialism ubenya bibi te say communism enu bi na bibi te say South Korea, Russia omo practice no right into the yamra back into NPP de no NPP liberal conservatives. This is their political philosophy. Interestingly, we had a finance minister appointed by Akufo. The policies in was to destroy the class or the base of this political philosophy of NPP. Inti ye ka say NPP the liberal conservatives or the capitalists say wahwa omo fan base the business class, the elite. Inti say baby crown put say Accra wo de hwe baby a NPP fan base ewo pa you see say it's around the business class, oko circle, oba crowd to do ede kofa your friend is saying aboso kai oko East Legon, the middle class, the elites. These are the base of every political party, the philosophy, conservatism, and I say be a capitalism. Because these are the people that they align or they relate or associate with them. And today, be a same way. So, almost a Nkofukobi, a NPP, and NDC, men pentem in di omatem. As Nkofo di omunim di omoye. And a omon drink and sound no matter about. There is a fundamental reason undertone, which you may not, we are privy to. This knowledge, you wouldn't know. It is a oko baby to say kwa achem asante. Now most best 70-80% of them AMP before. Naturally, they will be drawn to this political philosophy. Enti ubenya ND sinso a omonso ehune say eni kwan say obi enye sika. This socialist, and most of the times, more pretty. They feel like say people shouldn't be so rich than others. When it is backed by ABR, some form of other non-political reason, be to say hatred, they are doing to or more fighting or more. So out of these situations, most of them will move towards the capitalist political philosophy, and that's the same thing that happened to the Asantes, the Achims, the Kwa people, and most of them are now drawn to because of PNDC, AFRC, so the way it's called, they make a, you get the picture. Inti sanity, inti we money sanko for now. It drew 7 December, almost a lie. Ekotoaba Emma NPP. Then NPP came to power in 2017, appointing a finance minister who started off so well, relatively so well. In fact, I know the Otonkodru no way in America too. Ofori-Atta MPTS was very well. 2017, 2018, 2019. He happened to be one of the best finance ministers. Then after COVID, proud to COVID, and after COVID, everything started destroying. I don't know. So now if omo who say emra so say omo ba be kofie inti na was omo keka no maybe boom no omo serve omo personal interest or whatsoever, I can't tell. Then implementing whole lot of policies. These policies was to hurt fan base. Was to hurt in Kwafukua or Motuaba at the mouth. Inti those who trade on capital market, which is the bond, debentures, stocks, any other day, they were affected. Bonds were not serviced. Government bonds were not serviced, and government bonds and Kwafobe and Koto government bonds, Sebi, enye the street guys, enye omo slums, and a quarter this government bonds. Or no what can capital market no crampo, nima the friend capital market. Alright? It say, government bond, there was all service. Now, you are not servicing now. Can who say you are hurting your base? But this is what this finance minister did. Pensioners' funds, I won't pay. And you won't pay na henfa for until benya former Chief Justice Sophia Akufo say wa hit the street no demonstrating say adentina yentwia pensioners for ka say pension fund afi de duru ho say me no mababa beto bond no. Catch them say bond no government no can be able to pay after 10 years. Now we can say me wo sa luxury of time and money. Se metimi de aba be ma ban na matwen ne 10 years akame ba beto sa bond no. Ese me pay interest. And these are all things they did to hurt their own fan base. Import duties, and for in the importing normal. The same middle class, the business class, the elites. Omuna what the dollars, the millions of cities are. Omudi importing normal, but these people were also affected. Right? Banking sector, the same middle class closed and collapsed a lot of banks. And many that I can't count up. I can't even remember. Right? It's the biara da na me kasa asemu yi. Ese uye obi a wo nhunu na wo te politics ase. Na wo follow politics acha. The first person to blame for this NPP defeat, right? Defeat no krampo de enhye da nya me nwa because of course 8 years. Uye den ho afono Ghana. Kofo krampo amanfo gina na dwuma so de to abatia no nti na nya Akufo Addo. Definitely na ye so likely say NPP be lose. But you see sa lose we yentimi mfa nche 8 years. The way and manner people voted against this NPP no, it's not about 8 years on one. It is like a total display of displeasure towards the NPP. A total display of displeasure towards the NPP. People were so angry. 2008 election, you can say people were just wanting a change of government, but were not necessarily angry at the NPP. But this time, you could see people are so angry. You see so baby I NPP strongholds now. They did not go to vote because Abia Onono ultimately to my NDC, but he has no reason whatsoever to go and queue and vote for the party. Because mama nkofo bebre the fan base of the NPP at the yaw at Tinusuo, and this were all perpetrated by this man called Ofori-Atta. And why I cannot take former President Akufo Addo out of this, they say this was a manner for the first time in the history of this country. Your own parliamentarians were even urging you to remove this man. Why were you so adamant? Say, no. What was the reason? Reason on anything. Ese na no. Ade na oye no na ya ade a mumie no matena se adwene ho ana. Because na bibia kire say papa yi ode na dwumadi abawiye. Ne modern bo enso ani. Impomra oyare mu no. Yetime de such a sensitive position to say finance ministry. Eto ho emo okosa no ho yare months no aba asaba be take over. And a party like NPP, economic gurus be ni NPP. Anawunya ewo NPP. What was the reason at all? Aside the no, ubetimi abo former President Akufo Addo subo ewo the fact say there are some other ministers he never changed them. Say foreign affairs ministry obitimi tenaso for 8 years, your entire term of presidency, and a host of ministries. Why? You came in like a month for to Abama Akufo Addo. And you can even find me that time 2016. I knew a lot of NDCs they voted for Akufo Addo. And you be until that time now they felt say Mahama so corrupt, or the NDC government and Mahama was so corrupt, and then we needed Obia. Then this was she. Na ompe sebi on so sebi in some phone so. na ɔte politics ase ɛno ne nyinaso a amanfo bebree yɛde to abama Akufo-Addo in 2016. But he betrayed this trust of Ghanaians totally. President Akufo-Addo betrayed this trust totally. In actual fact, under the government, and I will be who ni appointee a ebi a oye bibi na say mpo say wo president no, if you wouldn't punish the person or reprimand the person, you don't come to the public and defend the person. And one other reason, traditionally, President Akufo-Addo Ofori abusua unim amamre eni ahini upon how enlightened you are ni nyina no. You are from that background and you be a ubu amamre ni ahini. Oman we mu baby obi a tracy ni identity to ne hene. It is a me say oba me hene ho ana oba mi krom na obe kasetia ana obe make any attitude be a so dishonorable to my chief, regardless of my political party. I will not find it easy with you. I will not find it. But here we are. We had a president that he was ordering chief to stand JJ Rawlings crampo. How yet from free cool mu crampo ne buy. We never saw this about this man. How much more you? How much more you? And some displays of arrogance. Say, ubetimi akko. The whole of Ghana constituency a Tuabama NPP pa awo. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Unya the highest number of votes from. No more catch us say, bi aye kwan say ni say ya. Na President Akufo-Addo timika say, monkoto a munyai mo se mo na mo de mokokromuti. How? It da bia meka me say eba election 2024. The first person I will place the blame at the doorstep is Ken Ofori-Atta. He caused about 60-70% of the reason why NPP lose this monumental. And secondly, Ebeye President Akufo-Addo. And I'm speaking as a sympathizer of NPP and as a believer of the capitalist philosophy of the NPP.